Greetings of light. Warm welcome to everyone. This is Suresh Ramaswamy. Delighted you could join us for this special light emanation session where we are charging the entire coming year with light for ourselves, for all our near and dear ones, and for the entire planet. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, everything going on in our own lives, whether it's traffic or a knee pain or back pain or bills to pay, all these things going on. And then we open up the newspaper, whether it's on our phone or in the physical form, and we are inundated with all kinds of things happening around the world. And it's easy to get bogged down. And then we look at, oh, here's a new year. We take all that sense of being overwhelmed and then project that to the coming year. And then we feel very apprehensive. We feel, oh boy, I don't know. I wonder how this year is going to be. I'm not sure. And without realizing it, we have projected a certain kind of energy into the coming year. And we are going to be doing something quite different here, where we are consciously connecting with light. Something more fundamental and more true than all the fluctuating realities we see on a day-to-day basis. And with the power of that light comes this tremendous confidence we have within ourselves, because we are beings of light. And that oozes out of us, that radiates out of us. And when we look at the new year with those eyes, as beings of light, as infinite beings of light, the entire year is now glimmering, shining, bursting with light, with positive anticipation, which we are not, we're not holding our breath, hoping things will happen a certain way. Instead, we know that light is here and light will be with us. That's all that matters. And those of us who've been at it for a long time, in the journey of personal growth, transformation, we know that our level of consciousness has a tremendous effect on our subjective experience and also the world around us. So, a small example of that would be something that we're looking at in the future that brings fear, anxiety, apprehension at a lower level of consciousness. If we raise our consciousness, that same thing results in a sense of positive anticipation, excitement, instead of fear. The same thing. And this is the key, where we recognize that we have a lot of power and we need to exercise that. So let us consciously, as we begin with this light emanation session, shed the old tendency to cling to all these limiting ideas, sense of being finite, vulnerable, where anything can come along and throw us off. Let us drop that idea. And instead recognize that we are inherently inseparable from light. No matter what you think, whether you feel, I feel very connected with light, I feel very close to light, or not, regardless of that, it's a fact that you are inherently, intrinsically, irrevocably a being of light. So we can take strength from that and not be too caught up in experiences, both positive and negative. And that brings a lot of conviction and confidence when we step into this year. And we're still pretty early in the year. And the image that comes to me is, imagine you're holding a baby. And this baby happens to be the coming year. So this baby, that is the new year, 2026, we're holding it and we hold it with tremendous love and care, and we are infusing it with light. It's not as if we're looking for a whole lot from it. Its mere presence is enough. So the baby is so precious. We feel a lot of love spontaneously. And so as we look at this year, let's infuse that every moment of this year with that tenderness, love, care, compassion, light. And with that image, you can feel this quality of softening and melting, which is very important. What we're doing is not some intellectual exercise. This is felt in our heart, and then it is felt in a way that's even deeper. Throughout this entire meditation, we will have many pauses so we can have our own interaction with light, experience of light. And while we've already begun, let us now re-begin. And let's take a moment to invoke light in the depths of our beings, as if you are meeting a very good friend, somebody you know very well, somebody who understands you very well. Imagine meeting them. It's so good. So invoke light with that sort of feeling. It's not as some distant transcendental reality. Invoke light as a dear friend who knows you, understands you, cares about you, who you can completely trust. Call upon light as that dear friend. And feel the response. Let it be whatever it is. You can give light a warm hug, because that's what we do when we see a friend. You hug them. There's so much that can be said, but at the end of the day, we realize that this closeness, this intimacy, it cannot be expressed in words. We acknowledge that. We feel that intimacy, that closeness, and with the presence of that light, with that increased intensity of light, we feel a sense of melting into it and a sense of ease and expansion. So during this entire time, I want you to be completely relaxed. So don't feel you have to put forth some tremendous effort. In fact, you have to just completely relax and let go. And if you miss a sentence or two I said, doesn't matter. So you can also relax in terms of not having to pay attention as much. Instead, lean into the light itself. And as your direct experience and connection and interaction with light increases, you can even tune me out. It doesn't matter. Because it can become so strong and so intense that you want to give yourself to the light. That is the effect light has on us, because it wins us over by its presence and really everything it brings. And what can one say? It includes everything. So as we invoke light and feel the presence, feel that softness and expansion and love. And let's set the intention that the beneficial effects from this blessing of light, let that help all beings. You know, in a sense, you and I are representing large chunks of the population. So you're representing here your family, all the people you know, all your ancestors, all your descendants, all the people you've ever worked with, and the people they are connected to. So you are representing a very large group of people. And the entire population of the planet is right here on this call through us. So through us, we, in that sense, we are proxies or surrogates, where we represent, we're stand-ins for many, many things. So let us consciously drink this light and share it with all those connected with us, directly or indirectly. And let the waves of light and love go out, rippling out to everybody, all the beings, human beings, as well as all the kinds of beings. Now, as the light is pouring down, visualize this light descending on the crown, the very top of your head. And from there, into the center of the head, awakening all our higher faculties, our ability to discern truth, as the light trickles down further to the throat and neck area. And then further down into the heart. And as the light touches the heart reawakens. It's like there is a recognition of pure love, true love, that the heart has been waiting for, and recognizes it and instantly blossoms, receiving this light fully. As it does so, it is releasing all the many, many hurts, betrayals, traumas, difficulties, resentments, all these things we picked up over the course of our journey. We let it all go. And as this expansion continues, your heart is no longer containable. Don't think of the heart as being contained in the body. Your heart expands to several feet. And as it keeps expanding, it's no longer even possible to assign any dimensions to it. Is it miles or hundreds of miles or hundreds of light years? The heart becomes as big as creation itself. There's no bounds to it. And as it expands to infinity, the light and love that is here are being shared with every being, every intelligence, every sentience that is on this plane, as well as other planes of reality, subtler planes of reality. We're actually very closely connected with all beings. And so when we drop into our own essence, as essence, we are unified. And that unity means that our own light is in a very deep way being shared. And let us add our own good wishes, goodwill, and the very unique love that each one of us embodies. Include that into this light that is being shared, making it very special, very unique, very powerful, so that all the recipients when it touches them, it instantly lights them up in the most beautiful possible way, inspiring them, reinvigorating them, helping them recognize their own infinite nature. And that is accompanied by a lot of joy, a lot of bliss. And this is bouncing off of each other. So each one of us, as we pop, we receive this, we pop, and then that goes out to all beings everywhere. So there's a tremendous, almost like a chain reaction of love and light And furthermore, we are blessed because there are many great beings of light. These are true and high representatives of light who are overseeing and adding their own blessings and these are many great beings on very high planes of existence. And each one of us here is also a very powerful being of light. Here we are embodied, bringing light in our very unique and special ways to this plane. Very significant. So, it's really a confluence of many incredible things that brings us to this moment. And while we've spoken about this year, in many ways this year is ushering a whole new phase in humanity's evolution. And you can see many indications of this in the rate of change that we're seeing. You could see the rate of change in any area. And we may get caught up in the specifics of that change and how it's playing out. But if you step back a little bit, think of it as we're rapidly shifting in order to accommodate something more significant, more true. And all the changes that are happening are allowing for this higher reality to be embodied. So it is setting the stage for many years to come. It's not just about this particular year, 2026. If you look at the next 5 years, next 50 years, next 500 years, there's a lot going on right now which is setting the stage. So by infusing the ear with light and infusing our own lives with light, we are indicating that we are ready for something higher on this planet. It's like a vibrational signal from Earth that we get it. We are ready for it. We're ready for more light. And all the blessings that light brings. We are indicating that we are able to learn and grow and evolve in a different way than in the past centuries. That we're ready for the pathway of light, where we can simply tune into light and entrain ourselves and shift our consciousness with ease, which is completely different than having a series of physical experiences, each one of which gives us a small increment of growth. And that's a slow, painful way to evolve. So let us sit in silence as we take in this bounty of light. Beautiful. As I sit here, the sun's position has moved and it's actually now directly shining down on me. So it's kind of interesting. I'm literally feeling sunlight pouring down on my head right now. And it's nice to see that and feel that. This is also a very powerful moment because this radiation of light, it enhances our awareness at the deepest levels, which means that we can glimpse truth more readily. There's less distortion being caused by the finite self. So take a moment to see and be your own essence with clarity, certainty, conviction. And now gently bring your attention to your breath, to your body. Feel the sensations in the body. And as we do this, we are including the body in our experience. So it is not as if light is accessible in some higher plane and then we now have to come back to this plane. The light is right here. We are recognizing and including light in our physical reality. And so even though we may bring our attention back to the physical, it doesn't mean we no longer are connected with light. In fact, we bring that light, we carry that light into all our activities. And we carry that light also within the cells of our body. And this is the nutrient that the cell, that brings the cell alive. So all the mitochondria in your cells, they are having a party. They're really enjoying the light and they're activated. And the energy and vitality they bring, you will feel that within your physical body as well. So feel that every cell in your body is drinking that light with gratitude. And so as we bring this meditation to a close, we will have a few moments after that to share our thoughts. But as we bring the meditation portion to a close, let us express our gratitude to light, to all of creation, for gifting us with such a magnificent experience of being, an experience that goes beyond any experience, of course. Simply the gift of that is enormous. And all the things which come and go, they pale in significance. So let us return back to that essence of who we are, so we have a full appreciation of our existence. So thank you to Light and all the great beings blessing us, and thank you for being here, and my personal good wishes for a fabulous year and beyond. And now let's take a moment to collect our thoughts. We'll probably take another 10-15 minutes to share any thoughts that anybody has, any ideas. I know we are all bubbling with inspired ideas, and so please share your own ideas with all of us. So this is a good time to do that, and be sure to unmute yourself and please share.
Suresh.
Yes, Raviji, please go ahead.
Good morning. This has been the most thrilling experience with you leading the meditation. And I want to pay my gratitude first. And also when you talked about sun, throwing its rays on you, my mind went to the fact that a couple of days ago we had solstice on 14th of January, which is the biggest festival in India. People call it Pongal.
Yes.
People call it Khichdi.
Right, Makar Sankranti. Right?
Makar Sankranti. Thank you. And so, of course, my gratitude to sun also, because, as you know, in Mahabharata, Bhishma waited till this time to take his last breath.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the death wish. So again, it's all about gratitude to you, sun, light, ourselves, and everybody. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. So happy to hear that you are touched at a deep level. And yes, the sun is, it is the ascending arc in the movement of the sun, and very auspicious time to drop what is less real in favor of something that's more real. Thank you, Raviji. Anybody else wants to share?
Suresh Vignesh here.
Yeah.
Thank you for today's session. It's a great start for the year, so really exciting, and also looking forward for the AGP for this year. My question is around this feeling of groundedness and calmness right after presence of all of us doing this meditation and being connected to light. How do we get the same level of groundedness and calmness and settledness on a daily basis? I know, like you always recommend doing air and river of light. I do that, and but this level of intensity is something that I yearn to have on a daily basis.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you, Vignesh, for sharing that. So, you mentioned AGP in case there's somebody on the call who's wondering what that is. AGP is a mentoring program I offer, and a new sequence is about to start in a couple of days. So, if you're interested, check it out on my website. And if it resonates, you can sign up for it. So, to answer your question, actually the simplest one is, even though we have many supportive tools and technologies, which are obviously, they are helpful, but at the same time we've got to realize that the more we can be very simple and simply sit with the light, directly accessing the light, there's nothing like it. That to me is like, if you sit with no agenda, simply being, and there's the powerful light shining down on you, like right now the sunlight is still shining down straight on my head and face. If you just sit like that, that is like super powerful, because at first you feel, oh, now I'm accessing some higher state. But as you sit in that, you realize the higher state becomes normalized. It's simply your true nature. There's no particular higher, lower state. It's just a stateless state. So you simply abide in that state. And while you're not practicing anything really, it's a non-practice. And the reason I'm mentioning all this, this might sound very advanced, and it's actually at the same time very simple, accessible to everyone. At the same time, it's quite advanced. So I would go back to that. And, sometimes we get so many things we think about and try to understand, and all kinds of things. I need to understand the nature of light. What is this light? Where does it come from? We can get so bogged down with, that's just a analytical understanding. And you want the direct experience. And so the more we can simplify things and go there consistently, the more we'll feel like, yeah, the average day is not what it used to be. So that's what I would recommend.
Thank you, Suresh. Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. On the days that I simply sit and just for a couple of minutes and channel light, something feels settled for the rest of the day, and I've started analyzing the knowledge or the science, or exploring the concepts behind all this, and experiences what I'm going through. So yeah, thank you
Yeah.
for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And, another thing I'd add to that is the subjective experience is going to be always different. So let's say the experience you had right now in this meditation, don't feel like that's exactly how it should be, and try to recreate exactly that. Tomorrow's meditation is going to be a little different, and day after it's going to be a little different. Let it be however it is. So that way we're meeting the moment in its fullness, and not saying it's got to be a particular way. So just keep that in mind and just relax.
Understood.
Wonderful. All great points and questions. Anybody else? Both questions and anything anybody wants to share.
I would like to first say thank you, and it's an honor to participate in this with all of you. Um, I maybe looking for some guidance on this particular thing. When I focus on my heart and when I bring awareness to my heart, I become aware of the tension and resistance that my heart feels. And I kind of have this like expectation or like want to have this kind of more transcendental experience or feel more warm in my heart when in fact I feel the resistance instead.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. Yeah, I think each one of us, I mean, really, we need to acknowledge our own presence and what we bring to the table. I'm often in awe of the light, but I'm also very much in awe of each one of us. We don't realize that we have so much power and wisdom. It's just it's just off the charts. So I feel tremendously touched by each one of us and the presence we bring. So I just want to mention that firstly. As we feel into the heart, a very common thing is we've been moving through life with some degree of wanting to understand reality and also to be safe. And what happens is that sometimes we may have unconsciously picked up a certain kind of holding or a clutching or a contraction that we keep in the heart and sometimes in other places. And that's almost like it's been with us for a long time. Now when we go back to the heart and we start bringing light and relaxing, we can actually feel that more clearly. In fact, that's a good thing, even though we feel like, man, I should be having some beautiful experience. Instead, I'm just feeling this contraction. Actually, it's almost like light is revealing a layer of this contraction that as you sit with it, it's actually realizes, wait a minute, this is safe, this is beautiful, and the contraction / resistance is simply a leftover of a conditioning that is no longer relevant. Maybe it served me in the past in some way, but it's actually not terribly something I need. So it doesn't necessarily go away instantly, although sometimes it can, but we just sit with that. We sit with that with infinite patience. And I'm saying this because I've experienced exactly that. It's not something I'm just saying theoretically. And I had years where I could feel this sort of pressure in the heart area, which was not a comfortable kind of pressure. It was like something not comfortable. So it was, I just let it be. Just sit with it. And it slowly but surely starts dissolving. And it has its own timetable. Sometimes it's just a few days. It might dissolve, or it might take a few weeks, few months. But you have to keep going back again and again. And also have this simple intention that whatever's there, you're ready to let it go. That it has served its purpose, you feel grateful for it, and now you have something deeper and truer. And so you release that energy and let it fade away.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are also several practices one can consider. In my book, Just Be, I've got a bunch of practices on working with emotions, releasing emotions. So those could also be helpful. And then there's other techniques like tapping, and there's many approaches to releasing trapped emotions. And, those can also be very useful. So take a look at whichever you feel drawn to. That's the best one for you. That you feel like, yeah, I really want to do this. Then just go for that.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, you're most welcome. So maybe just another question or so, and then we'll wrap it up. Or sharing, if you have any inspired insights for us, please share. Wonderful. Well, just seeing this group of people makes me very hopeful for humanity. I think there's a lot of good things happening on the planet. And I know that's not on the headline news, but that's how I see it. Beautiful things are unfolding, and you and I are part of that. So thank you for being here, and please keep shining brightly for all of us through the coming year and beyond. Thank you.